GM, GM, we're live. We're back. I gotta make sure it's Wednesday. Gotta get back into the flow of things. It's gaming. It's gaming season. Super Cycle's coming back, and well, what better game to start with Eden.game, who we've talked. Man, it's been months, man. I can't believe it's been so long. But I'm excited to bring you on. Excited to bring back some memories, but also bring back what's happening and what are you guys cooking? Because, man, last time I know we went completely off. We were playing the game. You were in the game. You were showing us maps. You were getting killed. Hopefully, you got your skills a little bit better. But I hope that today you're able to give us also some alpha on what's happened with Eden.game. But my man, how are you? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Yeah, thanks for the invite. Pleasure to be here again. Good things take time, right?
Yeah, hey man, you guys are always cooking, and it's always exciting to not only like go on the Twitter account, bring you guys on, and talk a little bit about it, but also just see it. And I think, like I always say, good games do take a long time to build, and I think good games, when they are going to be built, they are going to be what we all expected it to be. But that in between period is always the fun period, right? It's like growing up. It's like, oh, I want to be a grown up already. And I'm like, my kids are like, I want to do this. And I'm like, no. Just enjoy the process as well. Cause there's a process and a journey for all of it. But yeah, man, give us the TLDR, man. What is Eden.game? Like maybe in a 30-second like format so that I could tell my grandmother today at dinner what Eden.game is. And then let's get into it.
Yeah, sounds great. So Eden.game is a first-person shooter that runs on Solana, of course, where you'll be able to play for actual solar NFTs. So basically, you gear up with your primary weapon, your secondary weapon, and then you go into a match. 20 people, free-for-all, 300-meter by 300-meter map. And then if you die, you lose everything. Somebody comes pick it up. Once they exfiltrate, they get to keep your stuff. So good graphics, very smooth gameplay. And there's an additional layer where you will actually be able to play for souls. So you create a lobby, set a buy-in. Other people have to pay soul in order to get in that lobby. And then instead of for NFTs, you play for actual soul. So once you die, you drop your soul's loot, somebody else picks it up, they exfiltrate, they get to keep it. And then that's basically the game. And then we have a metaverse that expands the gaming experience, where we give developers the tools in order to build their own experiences and maps, which gives our community basically an infinite content loop. And we use Solana as the monetization rails for these developers, because we're still believers in the metaverse, but not in how it has been executed so far, but in a way that we see it happening with like Roblox, Fortnite, or GTA.
Yeah, and I think maybe it's just the word metaverse, right?
It might be, it's kind of bearish.
Yeah,
it sounds kind of bearish, but the concept is beautiful, and it does work.
Yeah, it's one of those things like NFTs. People are always like, I don't know, Jorge. Like, and I'm like, yeah, digital collectibles. And they're like, oh, yeah, I like that. And I'm like, yeah, it's the same thing, and it's like the metaverse. Yeah, sure. And then you talk about Roblox and they're like, oh, yeah, that works. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay.
I think the concept that is just different is like as soon as you have like a actual bond with it and an emotional attachment, it suddenly becomes bullish, right? It's the same as you say digital collectibles, but it does work in gaming. Look at Counter-Strike. However, it's just a closed system and people won't be able to actually own it. So once you have a game that where people care about, then suddenly ownership matters, right?
Totally, man. But what's the 411, man? I know that you guys have been cooking. It's been 4 or 5 months since our last maybe show. What was the end of 2025 like? And what does 2026 look like for you guys? And what's the roadmap now from last time we spoke? What part of the development stage is Eden.game going?
So 2025 was just a year full building. Boring for the outsiders, very interesting for us, of course, because building is fun. But 2026, and especially in 10 days, our alpha goes live. So we're very, very close. Anyone can join the alpha. It's going to be one weekend, 14 and 15 of February. And there you'll just be able to play Eden. And it's, one map. I think we have 5 or 6 guns. And then you can just play, shoot each other, get weapons, and just have fun. Enjoy the metaverse area, enjoy the lobby, shit talk each other, kill each other, all that. But it's going to be on Steam, so it's not going to be blockchain integrated because we wanted to make it accessible for everyone. And people could be kind of scared to just, download a client from a website that they don't really know. So we thought we'll just launch it through Steam for an actual playtest, get people in there, test the concept, see how people like it, and then a couple weeks later, we'll launch it with a full blockchain integration using GameShift.
Yeah. Okay, man. Like that's just a massive alpha. So I need to like backtrack all of this, right? Okay. So we're launching on Steam in a couple weeks or next week.
10 days.
In 10 days. Shit, man. Man,
Yeah.
10 days. Okay. February 14th on Valentine's Day, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I
Definitely.
just made Valentine's Day like freaking. I just booked the restaurant and everything, man. Like
You have the full day. You have an excuse to leave early, but you can also play the next day. So it's 14 and 15.
damn. Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna get this one by at home, man, but I'm gonna try. All right, look, before you kill anybody's Valentine's Day plans, we're gonna kill it right now. You're gonna have to play Eden that game. I don't care what you're doing. Bring your PC to dinner. Bring your PC over to her house. Bring her back to the house. Give her a PC to play with you as well. Him, her, whatever it is. Get them a PC because they got to play too on Steam, and it's on Steam, so it's easy.
And it runs on a MacBook, so you can play it on your MacBook even. So we optimized the shit out of it, so you'll be able to play it on like an M2, M1, even old graphic cards. So there's no excuses.
Yeah. So give me the details. Like last time we were playing the metaverse, the map was pretty large, really large. Is that the map that we're gonna get to experience too?
So we're actually going. We have a big map under construction, but we thought it is more of a iterative process development, right? Like you cannot just fill lobbies at like 40, 50 people. It's just going to be difficult, and also with like server load, we need to test that gradually. So we have a smaller map, 300 meter by 300 meter, where you'll be able to play during the off with. I think it's going to be 10 people, but we've already tested with 20. But yeah, 10 people I think is a sweet spot. I'll show it to you in a second if you want.
Yeah. I mean, so give us more details. So is it going into solos? Do we trios? Like what's the maybe give us a little bit of like what to expect and how to get prepared for it? Like, do I need to go get some teams together? Like, I think like is there going to be a leaderboard? You mentioned trash talking, like, so is voice activated and everything like that?
Yeah. You have proximity chat so everybody can hear you. We want to bring back the old Call of Duty lobbies. It was fun. Unfiltered chat. And then you'll be playing solo on the map. So it's 10 people free for all. This way we get to, test matchmaking. We can test server load. We can test just the general concept. And then once we receive feedback and data, we'll start building it out together with the community to see what they want, because we didn't want to make too many choices and decisions without getting the community involved yet, or getting the community in there. Because we actually want to build what the community wants and not just build what we think the community wants.
The 10 people loading up to lobby, is the lobby servers, where are they located, by the way? Are we going to have several servers, or are we going to have?
Yeah, so I believe, and that is, we have one in the States, obviously. We have one in Asia that should cover Australia as well. And then we have one in Europe, so we cover the whole world.
Awesome. So we'll have 3 servers for the weekend. We all need to kind of get this format going. Okay. I'm over here making sure, because I know I'm going to get killed in the Discord in a little bit once they're like, all right, did you get special access? Who are we playing? Who's playing? So I need to be prepared here, man. You can't send me into the fire without any weapons. You know what I'm saying? All right, 10 people loading up. Guns. Let's talk about the weapons. Let's talk about a little bit about like what are we expecting? Like armor, any of that stuff. I know no blockchain is integrated right now. So maybe talk to us about how the game works without blockchain, and then we could talk a little bit about blockchain in the next month over what that will look like, so that we're kind of very much also getting prepared for the game this weekend.
Yeah. So basically, when we launch, it's going to be without blockchain, like you said. However, the inventory management system will cross over to the blockchain part. So we already have blockchain integrated in our own testing environment. It's just not going to go live during alpha when the public gets in there. So you have your weapons, you have your pistol, you have your SMG, you have your AR, sniper, shotgun. Your basic needs for an FPS, right? You have those, and you get in and you just click a matchmaking button and you just join lobbies basically, and you just get to kill each other. You get points, XP basically for killing people. There's a leaderboard. We're gonna look at the leaderboard, give the top 25 something extra. But there's also a way to just gain XP and unlock different loot boxes from bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. And then the more XP you get, the higher of a loot box you get once the game actually goes live. So, there is obviously rewards for people that are just grinding and they'll get something extra. And Yeah, and then like I said, the leaderboard. So there's multiple ways where you can just, if you grind and you just keep playing and you just keep killing, you'll be ahead of somebody else, and you'll just get something that nobody else will get, because these unlockables that you'll get throughout these loot boxes, the only way to unlock those is by playing the alpha. After the alpha, you will not be able to get these.
So you're basically saying this, bro. This is what I was trying to tell you, man. You're gonna kill everybody's Valentine dinner plans. Like we have to go in and grind. So that means we're gonna have to do like 24, 48-hour streams, no sleep, no eating, no Valentines. I don't care what you guys are doing. You heard it here. The alpha is that, hey, next week in 10 days, whatever we play, we get to keep or get rewarded for being in the game for grinding it out. So I don't care what anybody's doing next week. Sorry, your plans just got killed. Now, Kaj, tell me quickly though, these prizes and rewards. Also, can I ask you, will whatever happens next weekend, is that player stats, player profile, all that still kept, or do we reset again next time we play?
So when it comes to like inventory, you'll get to keep that. And I think the most important part here, so you have these loot boxes that unlock, right? So that will be a very specific aesthetic skin NFT kind of item that you'll get that nobody else will be able to get. But apart from that, you also get points for our airdrop program, because our ICO and TG is like the week after. So you will unlock a ton of things by just playing the alpha, making kills. So both points that will result in an airdrop, and the unlockables through this loot crate system.
Okay. This is where you in the future are going to have NFTs and digital collectibles, let's just say, right? Is there since that will carry over, is maybe what's like, can you give us some alpha here on like what's the loot crates look like? Is there going to be a cost in the future to them? I know right now, since there's nothing, like, is it just in-game credits? Like, is there a way to redeem other things? Like, maybe give us that like loop as well, because I know that we're gonna be all into like, hey, like, hey, not only am I gonna go kill, but I also need to go freaking like search and destroy,
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And I think to just circle back a little bit, I think it's important to explain how the blockchain integration actually works, because you're playing an off-chain game, but you get blockchain assets, might be confusing. So we use an inventory management system called PlayFab, and that translates to your Epic Games or Steam account. So if you're logged into your Steam account, you just play our inventory management registers all the items, stats, everything that you collect basically. And then once the game launches at full with blockchain integration, you just log in with your Steam account again. A wallet is created in the backend. And then once you want to have these items that you unlock, for example, during the alpha or during playing the actual at launch, you'll be able to just click a button and say mint, basically. And then it mints the item into your wallet that is attached to your Steam account. And then you have an on-chain asset. And then you can just send it to your Phantom wallet. And then you can, sell, trade it, look at it, whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. This is the information. This is the alpha that I'm trying to pull from you right now. Hey man. I guess let me ask you. So the game, once we load, maybe do you want to load a game actually? Like, is there practice mode? Is there like what should we kind of like? I'm over here kind of like ideating in my head like what I'm gonna have to do first. I'm already thinking of my game plan. That's my issue right now. I'm thinking like what do I need to do? But let me ask this question now. So this rolls out in 10 days. We got it, leaderboards. What are you envisioning for leaderboards for Eden.game? Like, I know you mentioned a lot, like bringing back some nostalgic feelings from Call of Duty, and I start thinking of Call of Duty leaderboards as well. And I'm like, okay, cool. What are you envisioning for that?
Do you mean just like, KD ratio and stuff, or what are you actually asking?
Yeah, I think there's that, and then tournaments, right? Like tournaments really sprawl out, and like it gets really sweaty, and like things start happening, right? Communities start being formed, guilds start being formed around your game, and like, okay, now you've got this ecosystem that you're kind of like building and nurturing at the same time because of leaderboards, right? Well, most gamers are competitive. I mean, if we're going to be playing a game like this where things are going to get sweaty and things are going to be more of, okay, how do we keep forming partnerships, but also at the same time, how do we keep winning?
Yeah, so there's multiple facets where we aim to help guide these communities grow within our game and also the guilds. And that's exactly what the metaverse area is for, right? Customizability for your own guilds, clans, being able to build it out. And then on top of that, giving developers the tools to actually build their own worlds and even game modes, and being able to monetize that even, by just people playing that, just similar to Roblox and Fortnite. They mastered it, and yeah, we're definitely going to learn from that when it comes to the execution. So yeah.
And even the monetization, do you mind like telling us a little bit about that? Because like that's massive, right? Like gamers have missed out for years on monetization, and I think like that's one of the beauty of blockchain is that the ability to have monetization within games is really like unique, but at the same time, the time is being rewarded almost in a sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. So there's multiple ways, right? So we monetize the game in multiple ways when it comes to in-game sales, when it comes to just token volume, or when it comes to just the actual player-hosted tournaments, which I think is a very interesting aspect, because the player-hosted tournaments, let's call it like that, somebody makes a lobby, sets a buy-in, and everybody that goes into that lobby has to pay that buy-in. And then we take a cut from the top, and the winner takes all. We take a cut from the top, and then if you win, so you kill somebody, pick up their soul, make it out, we'll get a cut from that. But we'll also get a cut from like soul that's just left there. So you get killed, round is over, and there's still soul on the ground, nobody picked it up, that goes to us. So now think you're a developer and you create a map, and just a lot of people playing that, then you as a developer will get a cut from those tournaments. And because it's blockchain, we can all automate those payments directly into their wallets without having to set up, custom gateways with payments processors, which is just a headache for both developers and ourselves. And that's one way that these maps can be monetized. So it's just traffic equals value. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I guess before you load the game, can you maybe like go into the creator mode? I know that we spoke about that in the past, and I think like it's evolving because eventually, right, we're going to be able to even create maps and that's get cool. Really like kind of like what Web 2 finally is doing, right? But even further with the Web 3 elements of it. What is that creator like driven world? Like what's that vision? When will we see that? Like part of the roadmap, are we stage 2 and then stage 5? Like how far away are we with things like that?
So when we go in alpha, it's going to be it's going to be the basis. It's going to be the basic architecture when it comes to, those player-hosted tournaments, a complete game flow, the metaverse area, and then the main lobby where people go into matches. And then next iterations, what we will be building is we'll be creating more assets that people can, in order to build new maps, of course. And then once the creator mode is there, people will be able to take those assets, place them. And then the goal is also, create custom SDKs so developers can create their own game modes, which they can monetize in their own way. If there's a developer that thinks, hey, I think we can monetize it way better than us, please execute on it, and you'll get part of the cut. So it's so we basically create this co-creative environment between developers, players, and then studio itself, in order to grow out Eden as a whole. And we'll make sure that the basic architecture and infrastructure behind it, can handle skill, can handle the main game loops, and also, have, content created. But then the developers will take another layer on top that create basically endless content for both players and also for us as a studio. And they'll get, piece of that cut. So it's it basically is a platform, or you could call it a marketplace, where there's like, there's somebody that's building it, and there's you have the visitors and you have the creator. And what we are creating is basically a hub where this comes together and grows organically and systematically in a way that both parties will be able to basically eat, so to speak, because the player gets content and the developers get money.
What's the link for Steam? Is it Eden.game on Steam, or is it a different name on Steam?
On Steam, it's called Eden Discovery.
Eden Discovery. All right. All right, here it is. The developer by Xpunks. That's you guys. Finally, cool. I want to make sure I drop the link to everybody that's asking me already. I'm gonna put it right here.
And one thing that I want to add on that I haven't shared yet, because you've been asking about alpha, one thing that I think is going to be very interesting, what we're building behind the scenes that we haven't announced yet. I think I could like give some details here because it's with you guys, but we're basically creating something where people will be able to. It's like a form of matchmaking where you'll be able to basically train your own agent to play on your behalf, and people will be able to watch that agent play and battle other agents, and then people will be able to predict on what agent will win. So you'll be able to have like we'll be able to have concurrent entertainment, just an endless stream of agents battling each other in our environment, and people will be able to predict outcomes through like a prediction market kind of engine. And this is all automated, right? And you as a player or as a developer can, just if you want, you can just add aimbots into that agent, and then at certain points you have just like aimbot agents just battling each other, and who is the best aimbotter at some point, right? And during this way, we want to also offer entertainment for people that don't necessarily want to play, but still want to, be entertained. It's basically, a real world Colosseum, but then digital in Eden, based around this post-apocalyptic environment. And then again, taking it back to developers, if you're a developer creating a map that hosts a lot of these agent battles, yeah, you'll get a piece of the cut of the prediction market outcome and also get paid for that. So what we want to create for developers especially is a way to monetize as much as possible, so we can attract a lot of developers to also work on our product in a how do you say that, like a way together with us, basically.
Yeah, I think that's just massive. I think like, man, like, it's crazy to be in 2026 and Web3 gaming. I feel like Web3 gaming has missed so many things, and unfortunately, the environment that Web3 gaming is in right now is troublesome, right? Like it's a little bearish, right? And I think it's because we missed out on so many aspects of what makes Web2 games right now, at least the popular games, popular, right? Why is there so many people playing Minecraft, Roblox, Fortnite, all these top games, right? And I think like it's the basics, right? Like allowing creators to be able to create maps, working with developers, working with the audience, and having a more immersive experience, right? And I think like we're seeing the monetization, we're seeing all that stuff be talked about, and it's like, man, we missed out on all that from the very beginning because we wanted to create like, I don't know, the next like, copycat of something, and not really come close to it. But I think it was, hey, we forgot what tech was, why it's so innovative, right? And here we are, like this is cool because now you're bringing in Web2 elements that we know work, and Web3 elements that everybody's dying for, like how we've said Counter-Strike skins and the Counter-Strike marketplace, and like bringing that to life. So I think like I'm really like not only excited for you guys, but I'm like pumped because these are the type of things that we need to see within the market to really uplift and bring back the feeling of, Web3 gaming is going to onboard the next million or billion users.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And at the end, crypto gaming is not necessarily like in many cases it has been centered about just play to earn, right? Like you just grind and you just make money, you have a Ponzi game and you just get out, right? But there's so many studios as well building that actually use blockchain to solve real problems for gaming. I think that is where the interesting next narrative will be within crypto game, because there's lots of problems that blockchain actually solve if you're a bit creative and you take the time in order to work it out and implement it, right? And that's what we're trying to show at Eden, is that there's also ways to include blockchain in a way that doesn't, get Ponzi-nomics in there, but it is still very fun and entertaining, and it solves problems for the actual experience for both gamers and developers that we onboard.
The chat is active here, and they're telling me Cage dropping way too much alpha. Something about when Cage, when Laser, when Lambo. I'm reading your chats. I'm here. I'm telling them. I don't know. That's what they're saying, man. I don't know if you're going to give us some more alpha on certain things, but all right, man, load up the game. I need to see this. I need to screen record all this. I need to take notes. I need to, when this thing opens up on Saturday, the 14th, do you know the time that's opening up already or no?
No, that's going to be announced, but it's definitely going to be somewhere early morning Europe time.
Early morning Europe?
Yeah.
So afternoon for America.
Yeah. When you wake up in the States, it should be live for sure.
All right. You hear that, my fellow Americans?
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, bro. It's dude, it's so clean. Wow, bro. This is such a difference from last time.
Yeah, no, we last time when you were in there, it was basically just more of like objects, and now we did the full light baking. We did all the LODs, level of details on all the different aspects, and it's looking so good, man. And it's running really good. Like you can see in the top left corner, my FPS. I'm currently running it on 240 because it's capped there. But it's like it runs on an old MacBook, right? So one thing that we found very important is that it runs on older devices because we wanted to make it accessible. So we focused heavily on optimization of every asset and every element in the game in order to make it a smooth experience for even a GTX 1080.
You're gonna answer my next question. I wanted to know what kind of weapons there were, and dude, so we got a little bit of everything's here. So let me ask you: is there customization to the weapons yet, or
yeah, for sure, of course. Like here you can see you have your stocks, and as I mentioned before as well, in another call actually, is that the weapons that we created, it's a post-apocalyptic environment, right? Like world has ended, and now you're recolonizing Earth back where it all began, according to the Bible, between the Euphrates and the Tigris, where the Garden of Eden was supposed to be. So you're recolonizing Earth, but all the weapons are made from scrap material found on Earth, because as a survivor, you don't have a factory set up for weapons. So you have you have an aviator's red dot sight, you have binoculars, you have many things, can scope, can silencer, defaults, you have shovel stock or that kind of stuff. And then we've done it with every weapon. Like it's all scrap material. One weapon that I always find very funny is that here you have a shotgun with a fork and as an iron sight. You have a single barrel, double barrel, triple barrel. It looks very scrap material, and the reason we chose this as well is because we wanted it to be original. So when it's on a marketplace as an actual NFT, that it stands out, and it's not your generic M4 or MP5 that kind of stuff, but it's completely unique, like you can see here. And I do have to admit, this weapon is a little bit based on the intervention of Call of Duty, but it's his own weapon, and we call it the Outervention.
All right, so that's for weapons. What else do we have?
So for now, we have equipment and consumables left. There are some consumables that give you more energy or health, and we have shield. I see that my HUD is currently. It's on. Oh right, I'm in the lobby. So let's just go into the wasteland. I'll show you. Let's see. Yeah, there's okay, that's 2 minutes. So there's some players in there. So one thing we found very important is that it feels very seamless when you're switching from the lobby to the game. So as you can see, it goes very fast. Here's the map. So you can see your HUD. We have shields. I don't think we're going to go live with shields yet because we just want to test the concept, right? So you have shields, you have your HP, and then we have one element in the game that makes it truly authentic, I feel like, is that you have in the bottom left, you see this battery getting down, right? So because it's high stakes gaming, we found it very important that people won't encounter people that are just standing in a corner and camping. So if you stand still for too long, this battery drains, and if it hits all the way to the bottom, you start getting. I'll show. Okay, well, I just got killed. But then you start getting damage into your you just get damage, and then you have to walk again in order for the damage to go away. So yeah, we don't want campers in there.
Yeah, that's super unique too. I love that, man.
I don't have weapons selected now, so let me go back to my body and hope I don't get killed.
Unless he stole your stuff, right?
Unless he stole my stuff. Thankfully, he didn't. Let's pick everything up.
Maybe he wasn't smart enough.
I don't think so. So, going for bullets back. And you can see that the character, also the hands have changed now. So in the full version, you'll be able to play with human NFTs. So which is our NFT collection that's currently live. And in the alpha, it will just randomly generate because we wanted to show people that the assets are in there, but you won't, because it's not a blockchain integration. You won't be able to play with your own NFT yet because you can't select it, of course. I'm just getting shot, I see.
Man, Kaj, I thought you were working on your skills, bro. I hope you're not participating in any of the leaderboards, man.
Oh shit! Yeah, and I'm dead
again. Dude, man, I can't wait for next weekend. I guess you have to definitely keep us posted. I think like for us, man, we're totally down to be in the lobbies next weekend and checking this out and play testing and giving as much user feedback.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I would love to have you guys, and we're definitely going to be streaming a lot. Here to quickly show you guys also the metaverse. It's not fully built out yet, but here you can see people can own these houses, these domes, and there's going to be more experiences within these preset domes that we create, and then there's also going to be worlds that developers create and stuff.
This won't be available next weekend, though, right?
So not the actual creation of it. I'm not sure whether we're going to let people in this area yet. I'm going to have to talk to the devs about that.
There is a shooting range too, huh? Cool.
There is a shooting range, but this is for testing purposes. So this is the tutorial actually. This is where you go in once you boot up your game, so that you get familiar with actually how the game works. So you can see you pick up a weapon, and then you can learn how to shoot. There you go, and then here you get to test your camping system. This is gonna open. I don't know. Do you get sound through?
No sound.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a voice that's narrating everything to let you know what's actually happening. And here now you get damaged because you're standing still. We don't want to die here, so we walk again.
I got it. Yeah.
So yeah, you can practice a lot here as well on your aim and everything.
Yep.
So the voice is still explaining what's happening. But yeah, since you don't hear that, it might look a little bit boring. So now this is going to open. Or is this, am I an area? Oh, yeah, I was in the wrong door. So you can practice more. And then you finish the tutorial and you go back to the lobby.
Okay, that's awesome, man. Well, appreciate you sharing this with us. And yeah, man, I'm excited for next Saturday. And I guess everybody needs to keep their notifications on. Turn the notifications on for Eden.game. Go to Steam. Eden Discovery is on Steam, so definitely give them a check out and give them a like and a wish list so that you don't miss out next weekend. Kaj, you'll make sure I talk to you after so that we can get the alpha and we can make sure we are coordinated here. But any final words you want to tell people? What should they be practicing all week?
So definitely their aim. I think that's a good one. Practice your aim because next week, well, not next week, in 10 days, it's gonna go down. So hope to see everyone. And yeah, if you have any questions, always feel free to DM me or hop into our Discord. We have a moderation team that is happy to help. Tag me. I'm happy to help always as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What's the Discord? What is it? Discord.gg/Eden?
Xpunks, I believe it is currently.
Okay.
It's the same Discord as Xpunks, like our NFT collection that launched on XRP.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, dude, this is awesome. I love it. Thank you for taking the time, man, and showing it to us. And we'll have all our notifications on. Everybody that's watching, everybody that's tuning in, I'll see you guys in 10 days. Be prepared. We don't maybe there might be some rewards that we don't know about yet. Might be money, might be items, might be I don't know
exactly
what it's gonna be, but just get ready. That's all I'm saying. Just ready.
Exactly.
10 days.
Exactly.
Take the Valentine's Day money that you had, put it into a better computer, so I don't hear anything that you tell me, oh, your FPS, get a better monitor, get a better keyboard. I don't care what it is. Get prepared. 10 days out. Kaj, thanks for coming on, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite, and I'll see you next week in